Evan hauled the alien woman through the narrowing gap in the airlock. Frost rimed the edges as the bay doors groaned shut behind them. Her slim form dragged heavy in his grip, blue skin paling to ice white. She hit the deck plating first. Evan landed beside her, breath fogging in the sudden chill. Alarms blared from the ruptured bay. Hull breach, venting atmosphere. The woman shook. Her teeth clicked like castanets, sharp and erratic. Evan rolled to his knees. He pulled her into his arms like it was standard procedure. She shoved him, hard. Her palms slammed his chest, propelling him back a meter. She locked her arms around herself, curling tight. Violet eyes glared through chattering shivers. Evan stripped off his thermal jacket. Seals hissed as he yanked it free. He draped it over her shoulders without a word. The fabric swallowed her frame. She grabbed his wrist. Claws pricked skin, not breaking it. She forced his gaze to hers. Those eyes burned, demanding something he couldn't read. Then she pulled the jacket close. Heat bloomed in her cheeks. "Stay," she rasped, voice like cracking ice. Language implant flickered in his ear, translating Kyalith to trade English. Evan nodded once. He scrambled to the manual override panel. Fingers flew over frozen controls. He cranked the bay seal shut. Metal screeching against vacuum strain. Alarm klaxons wailed louder. Station AI broadcasting their position. Bad for business. Worse for her pursuers. He ripped the access plate. Wires sparked in the cold. Evan snipped the alarm feed with his multi-tool. Silence dropped like a guillotine. The woman watched him. Sayla Ven, her ident chip said when he'd scanned her mid-drag. Diplomatic courier. Stranded, hunted. Evan stood. Air temp plummeted. Station life support failing in this sector. His ship, the Rusty Bolt, sat clamped 2 bays over. Goal. Get her there. Alive. She tried to rise. Legs buckled. Evan caught her elbow. She flinched but didn't shove this time. "Beacon," she whispered. "They track me." He knew. Rusk's signature all over the breach. Methodical bounty hunter. Human scum with alien contracts. Profit over principles. Evan slung her arm over his shoulder. They shuffled into the corridor. Frost crunched under boots. Bulkheads groaned. "Why?" Sayla's breath hitched. "Human, you profit from salvage. Me, I am cargo. Not today." Evan kicked open a maintenance hatch. Service tunnels cut straight to his bay. Narrow, cold as a grave. She leaned heavier. Trust or exhaustion? Her body heat leaked through his shirt, warmer than human norm but dropping fast. Caliph physiology, efficient in heat, fragile in freeze. Lights flickered. Emergency reds pulsed. Distant thuds. Rusk's breaching team. Evan boosted her into the tunnel. Crawl space. He followed, sealing the hatch. Multi-tool lit their way. Sayla shivered against him. Your warmth. Odd, invasive. Deal with it. He pushed forward. Elbows scraped Durasteel. Goal. Reach the bolt. Fire engines. Jump to rescue cords she'd whispered en route. Conflict hit at the junction. Cross-tunnel blocked. Debris from a power surge. Sparks danced. Exposed wires hummed lethal. Sayla pointed. There. Bypass. Her claws traced a panel. Alien eyes caught details his missed Caliph visual spectrum, extended into UV. Evan pried it open. Loose conduit. She rerouted it with steady touches, ignoring shocks that made her gasp. Done. Wires steadied. He grinned. Nice work. She met his eyes again. No shove this time. Collaborate. They crawled on. His arms burned. Her shivers eased against his side. Proximity forced it. Bodies wedged tight in the tube. Rusk's voice boomed through vents. Then, surrender the data crystal. Caliph Council pays double for live. Evan froze. Sayla tensed. Beacon still active. Tucked in her pouch. Give me. He held out a hand. She hesitated. Cultural boundaries screamed in her posture. Touch sacred. Data sacred. Then she pressed the crystal into his palm. Cold metal. Evan slotted it into his wrist rig. Jammer activated. Signal dead. Sayla exhaled. You choose me over profit. Profit's no good if you're ice. He tapped his rig. Rescue ping sent. Alliance frigate. 2 hours out. Tunnel ended. They dropped into his bay. The Rusty Bolt loomed. Salvage hauler, patched but tough. Cold clawed deeper here. Bay doors iced over. Evan punched the ramp code. Servos whined slow. Sayala stumbled aboard. He sealed it manual again. Rusk seconds behind. Inside, heat vents kicked half-life. Evan stripped his shirt, tossed it over a chair. Gooseflesh rose, but he worked fast. Fueled the reactor. Strapped her into the co-pilot seat. She clutched his jacket like a lifeline. Eyes tracked him. Humans. Cold logic. You burn. He crouched eye level. We adapt. Hold on. Engines thrummed. Ship shuddered alive, but Rusk's hunter drone slammed the base shield outside. Scanners locking. Sayla's claws dug the armrest.
He comes.
Evan yanked controls. Manual override. Bay doors cracked just enough. The bolt blasted free into the void. Stars wheeled. Pursuit drone latched. Rusk's voice crackled comms. COD. Stand down. Bounty's mine. Evan banked hard. Not happening, Rusk. Lasers stitched space. He rolled, evading. Sayla braced, then reached, her hand on his arm. Steadying. Vector 270, she said, nebula fringe. Sensors blind there. He punched it. Gas clouds swallowed them. Drone lost lock. Safe, for now. Reactor heat flooded the cabin. Sayla peeled off the jacket. Blue skin flushed deeper azure. She stood. Close. Too close. Evan killed thrust. They drifted. 2 hours to pick up. She touched his bare shoulder. Fingertips traced scars. Salvage marks. You shield without demand. Standard procedure. He covered her hand. Warmth met warmth. Her eyes softened, no shove. She stepped into his space, bodies aligned. Breath synced, trust earned in the cold. Bond sealed in the heat, but scanners pinged. Rusk's ship emerging from the nebula, closing fast. Evan gripped controls, pulled tight. Sayla nodded, her hand stayed on his. Together, Evan yanked the yoke. The bolt spiraled into a debris field. Rusk's ship grazed their tail. Lasers scorched hull plating. Alarms wailed. Power at 23%, the console barked. Sayla gripped his seat. Her claws pricked his arm through the sleeve. Strap in, Evan said. He killed main engines. Thrusters fired in bursts. They tumbled behind a wrecked freighter husk. Rusk's engines roared past, scanners sweeping. Sayla's breath hitched. He circles back. Evan scanned readouts. Life support failing. Cold bleeding in from hull breaches. 2 hours to pick up. Now a prayer. Rusk's boarding pod locked on their airlock with a magnetic thud. He's aboard. Run? Her voice cracked. No time. Evan unstrapped. Grabbed his kit. Crawl space. Maintenance shaft behind the reactor shielding. Move. She hesitated. Hull groaned under Rusk's boots. Evan pulled her up. Her hand slipped into his. Cool. Trembling. They dashed down the corridor. Freezing air clawed their skin. He punched the hatch panel. It hissed open. Dim red emergency lights flickered inside the narrow tube. In. He shoved her forward. She crawled, scales rasping metal. He slammed the hatch, bolted it from inside. 3 heavy locks clicked home. Rusk's voice boomed through the ship. Cody, I know you're here. Hand over the courier. Bounty split 6-0-4-0. Evan crouched in the tight space. Sayla huddled opposite, knees to chest. Dust motes swirled in the faint glow. The crawl space spanned 10 feet, barely wide enough for one body straight. Pipes hummed faintly, then stuttered. Heat died. Sayla's claws scraped the deck. She dragged a talon through the dust. A straight line bisected the space. There. Stay your side, human. No closer. Evan nodded. Fair. He eyed her. Blue skin paled to gray. Shivers racked her frame. Her people hated confinement. Diplomatic files he'd skimmed mentioned it. But Rusk pounded bulkheads outside. Grappling hooks clanged. Cold deepened. Frost rimmed the walls. Evan's breath fogged. He unzipped his kit. Foil insulation rolls, battery pack, wiring, building heat. Won't cross the line. She watched, eyes wide. Claws flexed. Your hands steady in this? Normal day. He unspooled foil, taped it into a pocket, reflective sides facing in, wired the battery to heating coils scavenged from a spare manifold. Sparks flew. The pack hummed alive. Warm air bloomed inside the foil tent. He set it dead center, straddling her line. Sayla leaned forward. sniffed the warmth, extended a claw, held it in the glow. Color returned to her fingertips. She exhaled, pulled back. Then, deliberate, she scooted forward, crossed her own line, slid into the pocket. Foil crinkled around her shoulders. Adequate. Evan grinned, stayed put. Rusk's boots thudded closer. Weld cutter whined on the outer hatch. Won't hold forever. She curled tighter. Tremors worsened. Teeth chattered. Hyperventilating, her species' cold response, he'd bet. Evan pulled his water bulb, squeezed a ration into his palm, offered it across the line. Drink. Slow. She eyed it. You first. Shared it already in my hand. He held steady. Her gaze flicked to his scars. Took the water, sipped, licked his palm clean. Rough tongue startling him. Warmth spread where she touched. Good. He demonstrated breaths. In for 4, hold 4, out for 6. Match me. She tried. Chest heaved. Failed. Tremors spiked. Evan scooted forward. Toe touched the line. Like this. He breathed loud. Exaggerated. Her eyes locked on his chest. She mirrored. In, hold, out. Shivers eased. Rusk's cutter breached a panel nearby. Sparks showered the corridor. Found you, Cade. Cash out or freeze. Sayela tensed. Claws gouged foil.
He knows.
Evan covered her hand. She froze, but didn't pull away. Breathe. Temperature plunged. Battery whined. Output dropping. Frost crept over the hatch. Sayela's shivers returned harder. She shifted. Knee brushed his thigh. Accidental. Neither moved. Don't, she whispered. But her body leaned in, seeking heat. Evan held still. His core burned. Human furnace. Steady 37 degrees. Rules yours. Rusk torched the access grate. Smoke seeped under the hatch. Crawl space. Cute. I'm coming in. Sayela's breath quickened. She pressed closer. Side to side now. Blue skin chilled against his arm. Cold. Pierces. Evan wrapped an arm around her shoulders. Pulled her into his chest. Foil enclosed them both. Her heart hammered against his ribs. Double beat. Alien rhythm. She stiffened. Claws pricked his shirt, then relaxed. Head tucked under his chin. Just warmth. Got you. He breathed the cadence into her crest. In. Hold. Out. Her tremors synced to his pulse. Slowed. Rusk yanked the outer grate. Metal screamed. Cade! She's worth 500 credits. Walk away rich. Evan's free hand gripped a pipe cutter from his kit. Silent. Sayla stirred. Whispered. Vector 270 was my beacon code. He tracks it still. Pickup's blind to it too. Evan thumbed her wrist calm. Disabled the pulse. Fixed. Her eyes widened. Fingertips traced his jaw. You shield without gain. Profits overrated. He pressed foil tighter. Shared more body heat. Her leg draped his. Rule shattered. Unspoken. Hull vibrations shifted. Rusk cursed. Pod detaching? No. Pickup shuttle's engines thrummed outside. Tractor beam locked. The bolt lurched. Rusk's ship peeled away. Lasers traded, then silence. Sayla lifted her head. Lips brushed his collarbone. Accidental? No. Deliberate. Rescue. Evan nodded. Held her gaze. Azure eyes softened. Trust bloomed in the heat pocket. Yeah, but scanners pinged faint. Rusk's drone lingered in the debris. Watching, she didn't pull away. Hand stayed on his chest, bond forged in cold steel. Warming fast. Evan monitored the hatch. Locks held, for now. Sayla's breath evened against him. Her claws retracted, body molded to his. Human warmth met alien chill. Perfect fit. Rest, he murmured. I watch. She nodded. Eyelids drooped. First real sleep since pursuit. Rusk's voice crackled distant calms. This ain't over, Cade. She's mine. Evan smirked, adjusted foil. Her head nestled deeper, rule broken. Trust earned. Whatever came next, they faced it side by side. Cold clawed back as battery flickered. Sayla shivered anew. Pressed full against him, legs tangled, heat shared, intimate. Necessary. He stroked her crest. Gentle. She purred, low vibration through his bones. Pickup shuttle docked. Airlock cycled. Voices called. Rescue team, Sayla tensed. They see me? Not till ready. Evan bolted the inner hatch tighter, bought time. Her hand squeezed his. With you, drone ping sharpened, Rusk circling back. Evan armed the pipe cutter. Together, warmth held, bond sealed, cold forgotten. But the hatch rattled. Rescue or Rusk? Time decided. Sayla's lips grazed his neck. Don't let go, never. Hull bucked. Collision imminent. Evan braced, held her close. Fight or flight together. Her claws linked his fingers, cross-species grip. Sayla's claws dug into Evan's knuckles. Hull groaned under impact. Lights flickered. He yanked her tighter against his chest. Pipe cutter hummed in his free hand. Rescue shuttle, he said, docked clean. She exhaled sharp, claws eased. Rusk's drone pinged first. Beacon activates soon. 8 minutes. Evan's jaw set. He scanned the console readout. 8 minutes to full broadcast. Her position exposed. Rusk would swarm, handed over. He nodded at her belt pouch. Sayla fumbled the transmitter key free. Small iridescent crystal etched with alien script. She pressed it into his palm. Courier protocol. Pings homeworld relay. Rusk intercepts all. He pocketed the pipe cutter. Stood, pulling her up with him, her body slotted against his, warmth shared, chill nipping at exposed skin. We reroute it. Decoy signal from the east corridor. Buys us hours. Her frilled crest flared. Human fix. Encryption locks it. Show me. Evan dragged her to the nearest access panel. Fingers pried the frozen latch. Metal bit his skin. He ignored it. Sayla leaned in close. Her breath ghosted his neck. Cool, spiced. Timer, 6 minutes 50. Key slots here. She tapped the panel's biometric pad. Crystal glowed as he inserted it. Evan traced wires with calloused hands. Ship's guts familiar, even derelict. He stripped insulation with his multi-tool. Sparks danced. Step 1. Encrypt overlay. Sayla's voice steadied. She recited glyphs. He punched them into the jury-rigged interface. Alien code meshed with human salvage hacks. Screen blinked green. 5 minutes, she whispered. Hand gripped his jacket hem, anchor tight. Hull vents hissed cold air. Evan's arms prickled. He sealed the panel. Node goes in the shaft. Broadcasts fake ping from there.
He pointed up. Grade above, east duct, leading to abandoned wing.
Sayla nodded. Eyes wide. Violet slits dilating. Rusk waits outside. I watch corridor. No. Evan cupped her chin. Thumb brushed her scaled cheek. Soft under ridges. Together till planted. She shook her head. Crest quivered. You climb faster alone. I guard. Trust hit him square. Her call. He nodded. Yell if he breaches. Evan boosted onto the maintenance ledge. Multi-tool pried the grate. Bolts popped free. Vent shaft yawned. Black, ice rimed. He swung legs in. Bare hands gripped frozen struts. Skin numbed instant. 4 minutes, Sayla called. Voice echoed below. He crawled. Elbows scraped metal. Condensation froze mid-drop. Beacon whine built in his earpiece. Stolen from Rusk's drone. Timer synced. Decoy node waited in his pack. Fist-sized relay he'd scavenged earlier. He thumbed it active. Wires ready. The low, Sayla paced. Jacket gripped in both fists. She scanned the hatch. Shadows shifted outside. Rusk's silhouette. Evan pushed deeper. Vent narrowed. Shoulders wedged. He exhaled hard. Forced through. Frost burned palms. Blood-slicked grips. Human endurance. Steady. No quit. 3 minutes. Sayla's shout pierced. Got visual. He grunted. East Junction ahead. Decoy spot perfect. Blind alley. No exit. He yanked the node free. Claws of cold metal tore skin. Node slotted into junction box. Wires spliced fast. Encryption fed through. Sayla's glyphs holding. Hull shuddered. Distant clang. Rescue team prying airlock? 2 minutes. Panic edged her voice. Evan tested the link. Node hummed. Fake signal pulsed. Beacon reroute live. 1 minute. Sayla's claws scraped bulkhead. She pressed against vent grate, face upturned, trust raw in her gaze. He reversed crawl. Faster now. Hands raw meat. Vent spat him out. Evan dropped beside her. Blood smeared her jacket where she clutched it. Done.
He slammed grate shut, bolted it.
Sayla lunged, arms wrapped his waist. Crest pressed his collarbone. Purr vibrated deep. You bled. For me. Evan pulled her flush, inspected his palms, shredded but clotting. Normal fix, he smirked. Wiped blood on pants. Timer hit 0. Beacon pinged, loud in comms, but wrong vector. East corridor lit up on Rusk's scans. Rusk's voice barked over open channel. Signal jump. East wing, boys. She's bolting. Footsteps thundered away. Decoy worked. Sayla sagged against him, legs buckled. He caught her full weight, held steady. Her lips brushed his jaw. Featherlight, human impossible. Warm, strength, no demand. Evan stroked her crest. Gentle circles, she leaned harder. Bodies aligned, heat built in the press. You guided the code. We fixed it. Rescue hatch cycled. Oots clumped closer. Cade! Status, Sayla tensed. Claws pricked his back. Expose me, they question. Rusk circles. Evan bolted the inner seal tighter. Not yet. Shuttle preps first. He tapped comms, clear east wing, bounty glitch. Hold position, affirmative crackled back. Cold clawed deeper. Battery whine pitched low. Sayla shivered. Pressed thighs to his, intimate seal. Necessary. He stripped his thermal vest, draped it over her shoulders. Wear it. She burrowed in, scent of him. Sweat, oil, human. Filled her senses. Crest relaxed, clings. Like you, Evan chuckled low. Arm banded her waist. Free hand claimed hers. Claws linked fingers again. Cross-species grip, solid. Rusk's drone buzzed distant, chasing ghost signal. Shuttle hot in 10, rescue called. Sayla tilted face up, violet eyes locked his. With you, only. He nodded. Forehead to crest. Bond hummed. Together. Hull vents dumped another frost wave. They huddled closer. Her purr answered his heartbeat, trust earned in ticks and blood. But comms spiked. Rusk. Cod. You sly bastard. Signals looping. She's with you. Evan's grip tightened. Pipe cutter ready. 10 minutes to launch. Rusk closing. Sayla's hand squeezed. Fight. Protect. Soft. Sure, decoy held. For now, shuttle ramp dropped. Rescue lights pierced gloom. Rusk's boots echoed back. Faster. Evan hauled Sayla toward the lock. Her steps matched his. Bond pulled taut. One hatch to breach. One hunter to shake. Go, he barked. She bolted ahead. He covered rear. Pipe cutter whirred. Rusk rounded corner. Blaster raised. Endgame, Cade. Evan fired the cutter. Plasma arc slashed air. Rusk dove. They plunged into shuttle bay. Ramp hissed shut behind. Engines roared. Thrust pinned them. Sayla tumbled into his lap. Strapped in tandem. Claws anchored. Acceleration crushed. Stars streaked. Safe. Her head nestled his neck. Purr deepened. Saved. Evan held her. Wounds throbbed. Worth it. Us. Rusk's ship faded on scopes. Pursuit broken. Warmth spread, not just body heat. Deeper. Shuttle jumped. Homeward, her lips found his. Tentative, electric. He met it, gentle. Cross-species spark, bond sealed. Cold conquered, but console beeped. Incoming hail, Sayla's homeworld. Diplomat Ven, status? She tensed in his arms. Evan squeezed her hand, with me. Trust bloomed. She keyed Mike. Secured. Human aid. Request joint debrief. Silence. Then, acknowledged. Coordinates sent. Shuttle banked. Dual vectors. Rusk's last ping winked out. They drifted. Magnetic boots thudded outside the hatch. Evan killed the heater with a thumb flick. Thermal spike vanished from scopes. Silence swallowed the wreck. Sayla shook against him. Teeth chattered behind her muzzle. Cultural seal. Now a betrayer. Cold clawed deeper. Her alien frame couldn't hold human heat, not like his. Shh! Evan pulled her flush to his chest. His jacket enveloped her. Body heat transferred direct. No gaps. Her crest pressed his collarbone. Shivers eased. Barely. Boots scraped metal. Rusk. Methodical. Scanning. Bounty hunter's drone whirred close. Thermal pinged empty hulls. Not theirs. Evan's kill switch worked. Scilla's claws dug his ribs. Trust fractured. Human. Warm. Too warm. Her voice. Filtered English implant. Cracked. Diplomatic courier. Bred for isolation. Touch taboo. Now survival. Quiet counts more. Evan murmured into her crest. Lips brushed scales. A steady pulse there. His job. Salvage wrecks. Humans thrived in voids, others fled. Cold. Routine. Boots paused. Hatch groaned under probe. Rusk's voice filtered. Katie, ship's dead. Hand her over. Credit's yours. Evan's hand clamped Sayla's muzzle. Gentle pressure. His body muffled her gasp. She stilled. Eyes wide. Violet slits. Pupils blown from cold. Bond sparked. Not profit. Her. Go chase ghosts, Rusk. Evan called low. Deflector field hummed faint. His jury rig bought seconds. Laughter echoed. Boots resumed patrol. Thud, thud, pattern. 20 paces. Scan. Reverse. Evan counted. 15, 10. Sayla burrowed closer. Heat shared. Her tail coiled his leg. Instinct. Why protect? Problems first. Talk later. Evan pried floor grate. Sonic wrench buzzed silent. Bolts popped free. Black duct yawned. Escape vector. Toward auxiliary bay. His shuttle waited. Rescue beacon primed. Boots circled back. 8 paces. Evan hauled grate aside. Frost crackled. In. Now. Sciella nodded. Slid. Feet first. Rung slick with rhyme. She gripped. Slipped. Legs buckled. Evan lunged. Arms snaked around her waist. Caught clean. Scales smooth under palms. She dangled. Weight light, avian bone stock. Got you. Her breath hitched. Claws scraped his forearms. No slash. Trust flickered. Evan. Climb. He boosted her up, waist firm and grip. Pulled until her boots found rung. She ascended, slow. Boots halted. 2 paces out, drone whirred, right over hatch. Evan dove in. Sealed grate behind. Darkness. Absolute. Crawl space tight. His bulk scraped walls. Sayla ahead. Silhouette faint. Hands numb, she whispered. Shake returned. Evan stripped gloves. Thermal lined. Wrapped her palms. Mine now. Grip. She flexed. Warmth surged. Human skin endures. Always threaded voice. Her species fled cold worlds. Diplomats shuttled safe lanes. His? Frontier salvage. Frostbite scars proved it. Keep moving. Evan pushed her flanks. Gentle, intimate press. Duct narrowed. Breath synced. Her purr, subsonic vibration, tickled his chest. Alien comfort. Rungs rattled. Frost built fast. Sciella slipped again. Evan anticipated. Hand to waist. Stabilized. Lean back. I brace. She did. Body molded his. Heat pooled. Mistrust thawed. You. Steady. Teamwork. His mantra. Humans fixed. Collaborated. She navigated protocols. He brute-forced physics. Drone ping faded. Rusk's boots receded. Patrol loop complete. Window open. They crawled. Meters ticked. Sweat beaded despite freeze effort burned hot. Duct forked. Sayla pointed. Bay. Left. Courier instincts sharp. Her beacon. Hunted for data cache. Secrets worth billions. Evan nodded. Veered. Rung snapped under boot. She yelped, muffled by glove. He yanked her back. Into his lap. Duct floor cold slab. Weight. Echoes traveled. Boots reversed. Closer. Rusk. Got a ping. Hiding rats. Evan's heart slammed. Sciella trembled. Pressed face to his neck. Claws kneaded shoulder. Anchor. Cover breath. He cupped her muzzle again. Lips sealed over scales. Kiss soft. Heat direct. Her eyes locked his. Pupils dilated. Purr deepened. Boots at hatch. Probe cycled. Hatch hissed. Bailed seal. Rusk inside. Evan rolled them prone. Bodies stacked. His shielded hers. Thermal ghost minimal. Human mass dispersed signature. Sciella stilled. Trusted. Her hand found his, squeezed, cross-species grip. Seconds stretched, drone swept overhead. Missed, boots stomped out. Patrol resumed, faint now. Go, Evan urged. She climbed renewed, gloves aided. He followed, waist catches became habit. Touch normalized, bay neared. Air hummed. His shuttle idled cold, ramp sequence primed. Sayla dropped first, landed light. Turned, pulled him down. Claws laced fingers, Evan Cade. Debt, no debt, he grinned. Frost-rimed beard. Her crest flushed, rare color shift. Cultural breach healed. Us. Ah. Fixed, Rusk's drone pinged distant. Time short. Evan slapped ramp controls. Hiss. Drop. Cold rushed in. They tumbled aboard. Strapped tandem, cur in lap. Claws anchored harness. Engines whined live. Thrust built, but scopes lit. Rusk's ship inbound, lock-on tone. Sayla tensed, beacon flares. Evan punched evasive, G-forces crushed. Decoy ready? She keyed panel. Fake signal burst. Opposite vector. Rusk veered. Chased ghost. Stars wheeled. Jump primed. Sayla nestled closer, head to neck. Purr vibrated chest to chest. Warmth. Yours. Evan held. Hand stroked crest. Soft scales yielded. Ours. Console beeped. Her homeworld hail. Diplomat Ven. Status? She tensed, glanced up. Trust, queried. Tell them. Evan squeezed hand. Steady. Secured. Human aid. Voice firm. Request joint debrief. Silence. Affirmative ping. Coordinates synced. Rusk's pursuit winked out. They jumped. Warmth spread. Deeper than cold's bite. Bond earned. Shuttle streaked homeward. Her lips brushed jaw. Tentative. Electric. He turned. Met it. Gentle. Spark ignited. But scopes flickered. Anomalous ping. Not Rusk. New shadow trailed. Evan's grip tightened. Hold on. Sayla purred resolve. Together. Ducked echoes faded. New hunt dawned. Evan shoved the heat cell into Sayla's trembling claws. Last one. Take it. Her iridescent scales dulled under frost. Crest drooped. She clutched the glowing cylinder to her chest. Warmth bloomed faint against his palm before he pulled back. Air bit like knives in the derelict station's service spine. Pipes groaned overhead. His breath fogged thick. Hers barely misted. Her species conserved heat too well for this deep freeze. Tell me everything, he said. Full story, no holding back. Sayla's golden eyes flicked to the sealed capsule at her belt. Four-fingered claws hesitated. Mistrust lingered from their first clash. Her claws at his throat, his wrench at her crest. But cold stripped pretenses. She activated the cell, blue light pulsed. Her shivers eased. She pressed the capsule's latch. Hollow projected. Swirling code, star maps, borderlines flashing red. Diplomatic data, sealed by Triad Council. Reveals false flags. Corporate bribes to ignite war. Krell Empire versus My Valeri Concord. Evan leaned in. Schematics danced. Profit margins overlaid invasion routes. Billions in lives if leaked wrong. Rusk's bounty made sense now. Hunter for the core. Start a war? He whistled low. That's why he's tracking your beacon. Sayla nodded. Crest perked slight. Pursuers want it destroyed. Or captured. I cannot let them. Her voice clicked soft, accent thick with chill. Capsule self-locks on breach. Capsule self-locks on breach. Data dies with me. He eyed the duct ahead. Sealed bulkhead blocked the service spine's core climb. Comms array lay topside. Salvage beacon there could hail rescue. Rusk's drone whined distant, closing. Time bled out. Profit tempted. Turn her over. Claim the bounty. Fix his ship. Fly free. But her eyes held steady. No plea. Just fact. Evan slapped his wrist pad. Mapped the route. Spine up 200 meters. Vent bypass. Array hatch. Exposed, but fastest. We climb. I shield the beacon. Your data stays safe. Sayla's claws flexed. Surprise rippled her scales. Subtle sheen shift. You protect. For no gain? Gain's overrated. He grinned through frost-cracked lips. Humans fix things. You're broken down. I'm the mechanic. She unclipped a thin cord from her harness, Valeri weave shimmering alloy. Tether us, my knot holds. Evan watched close. Her claws danced precise. Loop, twist, pinch, compact weave locked unbreakable. No slip, no shear. Alien craft beat human rope any day. Like this? He mimicked on spare line. First try, botched. She corrected gentle. Claw over his glove. Twist sharper. Seal. Click, perfect. Warmth from her touch lingered. Odd spark. He shook it off. Focus. Evan clipped the tether to his belt, hers linked solid. I take point, you follow tight. She nodded. Crest flushed faint violet. Trust color? Didn't ask. He bashed the bulkhead panel. Sparks flew. Metal yielded to his crowbar. Gap yawned. Freezing gale howled up the spine. Pipes iced solid. Evan dropped in first. Boots scraped rungs. Cold numbed fingers. Sayla's tether tugged light behind. Her breaths rasped close. Rusk's drone, she whispered. Ping echoed faint. Quiet. Move. He hauled up, muscles burning. Station groaned. Power flux. Lights flickered red. Rung snapped under his weight. He swung, caught next. Tether jerked. Sayla slipped. Claws scrabbled ice. Got you. Evan braced, reeled her in one-armed. Her body slammed his. Scales pressed suit, warm core against his chill. Purr vibrated. Valari calm signal. Solid, she said. Claws gripped his shoulder. Steady now. They climbed. Vent loomed. Narrow squeeze. Evan wedged through. Shredded insulation. Her slimmer frame followed smooth. Alien agility shone. Halfway, his heat faded. Teeth chattered. Vision blurred. Sayla pressed the cell to his back. Shared glow seeped. Why? Her voice cut wind. Humans profit first, tales say. Not this one. He grunted, pulled harder, saw your eyes. Scared, but fighting. Like me, salvaging wrecks. Crest brushed his neck. Soft. Compassion. Rare. Ping sharpened. Drone closed. Rusk's voice crackled comms. Station relays. Then. Capsule now. Mechanic. Bounty doubles for handover. Evan smashed the relay box. Spark silenced it. Ignore. Array hatch ahead. Frozen shut. He swung crowbar. Cracked ice. Pride. Hiss. Open. Inside. Console dark. He hot-wired power. Screens flickered. Beacon primed. Sayla huddled close. Tether slack. Her claws laced his. Signal bursts. Rescue inbound. But scopes pinged. Rusk's ship docked bays below. Footsteps echoed spine. Evan keyed manual override. Salvage shuttle ramp dropped nearby. His ride. Prepped earlier. Drone baited us here. Shuttle's clear. She stared. Data secure. Trust locked. Together, he tugged tether, pulled her tight, locked in. They bolted. Cold clawed. Her warmth anchored his stride. Drone word above. Rusk's growl boomed. Evan slapped ramp controls. Hiss. Drop. Cold rushed in. They tumbled aboard. Strapped tandem. Her in lap. Claws anchored harness. Engines whined live. Thrust built. Scopes lit. Rusk's ship inbound. Lock on tone. Sayla tensed. Beacon flares. Evan punched evasive. G-forces crushed. Decoy ready. She keyed panel. Fake signal burst opposite vector. Rusk veered. Chased ghost. Stars wheeled. Jump primed. Sayla nestled closer. Head to neck. Purr vibrated chest to chest. Warmth. Yours. Evan held. Hand stroked crest. Soft scales yielded. Ours. Console beeped. Her homeworld hail. Diplomat Ven. Status? She tensed. Glanced up. Trust queried. Tell them. Evan squeezed hand. Steady. Secured. Human aid. Voice firm. Request joint debrief. Silence. Affirmative ping. Coordinates synced. Rusk's pursuit winked out. They jumped. Warmth spread. Deeper than cold's bite. Bond earned. Shuttle streaked homeward. Her lips brushed jaw. Tentative. Electric. He turned. Met it. Gentle. Spark ignited. but scopes flickered. Anomalous ping, not Rusk. New shadow trailed. Evan's grip tightened. Hold on. Sayla purred resolve. Together. Jump drive hummed. Shadow matched vector. Unknown sig locked on. Weapons hot. Evan rerouted power. Shields up, Max. Who the hell? Sayla scanned hollow. Crest paled. Gray. Krell. Interceptors. Data leak? No. Missiles streaked. Impacts rocked hull. Alarm screamed. He rolled ship. Fired countermeasures. Strap tighter! Her claws dug in. Purr steadied to growl. Flank maneuver. The Lari pattern. Evan grinned. Show me. She overlaid nav. Vectors danced. He matched. Slingshot past debris field. Interceptors scattered. One peeled off pursuit. Cannon fire grazed. Hull breached. Minor. Sealed. He barked. Phone deployed auto. Lead ship commod. Harsh growl. Surrender capsule. Or perish.
Sayla keyed response. Data secured.
Stand down. Laughter. Evan's glove slapped the airlock override. The outer hatch hissed wide. Vacuum clawed in. Stars exploded into view beyond the station's fractured hull. He yanked Sayla's harness clip to his. One shared tether snapped taut between them and the emergency rail. Lock on, he said over private comm. Hand signals only. Rusk's drones patrol the corridor inside. Her scaled fingers fumbled the harness weave through his belt loops. Crest feathers flattened against her helmet. Understood. Lead. Evan Mag locked his boots to the rail. 100-meter span to the comms blister gleamed under distant sun glare. Micrometeor alerts pinged his HUD. Debris field inbound. No time for doubt. He pushed off. Rail hummed underfoot. Sayla matched. Her boots clacked sync. She pressed chest to back against him. Thin envirosuits offered zero forgiveness. Cold already bit through seals. Station power failure turned hull to 200C steel. Evan thrust 3 fingers. Steady pace. She nodded in his peripheral cam feed. Claws gripped his harness straps. They glided. Rail curved around the derelict's spine. Wreckage loomed. Twisted girders from the sabotage blast. Her breathing sharpened on comm. Evan, chill creeps. My kind not built for this void. Humans are. He kept voice level. Breathe slow. Focus on my back. We're bypassing Rusk's guard bots. She purred faint resolve. Locked tighter. Trust flickered in her grip. First debris speck pinged his shoulder plate. Evan scanned scopes. Swarm incoming. Grain-sized killers at 20 kps. Debris alert. Tuck in. Sayla burrowed closer. Her helmet nestled his shoulder blade. Evan widened stance. Body angled shield. Rail demanded precision. One boot off, they tumbled into the black. Ping, ping, ping. Impacts sparked his suit. Alarms chirped minor breaches. Self-seal foam hissed. He powered forward. Boots clamped. Release clamped. Rhythm unbreakable. A fist-sized chunk whipped past. Sayla flinched. Too close. Got you. Evan twisted. Back took the graze. Hull plate dented. Pain bloomed hot under ice. He ignored. Rail halfway. Her claws dug in reflex. Evan, your vitals. Green. Keep moving. 2 fingers. Accelerate. She matched. Purr steadied to focus home. Cold deepened. His core furnace churned. Human metabolism laughed at vacuum chill. Sayla's suit temp dipped critical. Shiver rippled through her frame into his. Hands numb, she gasped. Grip failing. Hold harness. I haul if needed. He glanced back. Her cam showed pale scales, crest drooping. Alien frailty hit him. Diplomat, not spacer. Yet here, locked to him. Debris thickened. Swarm peaked. Evan pivoted full shield. Body blocked rail ahead. Chunks hammered chest plate. HUD cracked. Sparks flew. One boot slipped. Mag failed microsecond. Sayla yelped. Tether yanked. He clamped hard. Forward momentum shoved them prone along rail. Boots scraped steel. Stay down. He covered her fully. Back took barrage. Suit integrity 62%. Foam sprayed wild. Pain screamed ribs, but rail cleared swarm zone. He rolled off. Boots locked. Pulled her up single tug. Go. Blister ahead. She surged. Claws white-knuckled on him. Your endurance. Impossible. Voidsiders perish here. Practicality. Grin ghosted under helmet. They closed gap. Comms blister hatch loomed, frosted oval in hull. Rusk's drone whine echoed scopes. Bounty hunter closing corridor side. He's vectoring exterior. 30 seconds. Sayla's breath hitched. Data crystal. Cannot fall. Won't. Evan slammed palm plate. Hatch cycled. Air rushed silent vacuum. They tumbled in. He yanked tether free. Slammed seal. Bolts thunked home. Drone thumped outside. Laser cutter word. Rusk's voice crackled public band. Kade. Hand over the Xeno. Double bounty for live courier. Evan patched blister console. Power flickered live. Not today, Hunter. He keyed emergency beacon. Sayla huddled close. Her suit temp plummeted. Hands shook violent. Need heat. She pressed against him, chest to chest. Thin fabric barrier. Her crest brushed his jaw through helmets. Evan wrapped arms. Shared body heat pumped. Human furnace ignited. Ours now. Hand stroked her crest via glove. Soft scales yielded under pressure. She purred deep. Claws gripped his suit. Evan, your warmth defies scans. How? Stubborn blood. Console beeped. Her homeworld hail pierced static. Diplomat then. Status? She tensed in his hold. Glanced up. Trust queried in violet eyes. Evan squeezed her hand. Steady, anchor. Tell them, he murmured. Secured, she said firm. Human aid secured. Request joint debrief. By silence. By stretched. Affirmative ping. Coordinates synced. Rusk's pursuit winked scopes. Drone peeled off. Warmth spread between them. Deeper than cold's bite. Bond earned. But scopes flickered. Anomalous ping. Not Rusk. New shadow trailed station vectors. Evan's grip tightened. Hold on. Sayla purred resolve. Together. He boosted console scan. Shadow resolved. Sleek interceptor. Krell sig locked. Weapons hot. Data leak. She whispered. Crest paled. They want the crystal. Evan rerouted blister power. Shields jury rigged up. Strap in. We jump when shuttle pings. Missile lock tone screamed. He rolled them behind console bulk. Impacts rocked hull. Alarms wailed. Flank nav, she barked. Overlaid Villari pattern on his HUD. Vectors danced elegant. Evan matched. Fingers flew controls. Slingshot past debris field. Interceptor scattered chaff. Fooled. One peeled pursuit. Cannon grazed blister. Hull breached minor. Foam deployed auto. Sealed, he barked. Lead ship ComEd. Harsh growl. Surrender capsule. Or perish. Sayla keyed response. Claws steady on his arm. Data secured. Stand down. Laughter barked back. Then, you flee with meatbag? Krell claim first. Evan grinned feral. Wrong vector. Scales for brains. He punched shuttle beacon. Rescue bird streaked inbound homeworld escort. They jumped. Sayla's lips brushed his jaw through seals. Tentative. Electric spark. He turned. Met it gentle. Bond ignited. Interceptors banked hard. Shuttle countermeasures bloomed. Flares lit void. Evan hauled Sayla aboard mid-spin. Hatch sealed. Thrust pinned them. Pursuit scattered, but scopes pinged fresh locks. Krell reinforcements? Hold tighter, Evan growled. Hands linked. Her purr vibrated his chest. Always, engines hummed warp. Void twisted. Trust sealed in shared heat. Deeper cold waited beyond. But together, they burned brighter. Shuttle streaked clear. Sayla nestled closer. Your compassion turned strangers to kin. Evan stroked crest. Earned it step by frozen step. Console pinged final sync. Homeworld loomed. Rusk's shadow faded. New threats? Later. For now, warmth held. Bond unbreakable. But aft scopes flickered. Trailing sig matched Krell warp. Not over. Evan's jaw set. Ready for round two? Her claws dug resolve. With you, always. Warp drive whined high. They plunged starsward. Together. Sparks erupted from the comms array. Evan twisted the final clamp on his jury-rigged power bridge. Scrap conduits from the salvage bay hummed to life, bridging the dead reactors to the transmitter. Frost cracked under his boots on the station's observation blister. Sayla crouched beside him, her iridescent scales dulled by rime. breath fogging her rebreather. "Boost live," Evan said. He punched the activation sequence. The array whined, drawing juice from every salvaged cell. Blind distress burst fired. Wideband scream into the void, coordinates embedded. Human salvage codes piggybacked on Sayla's diplomatic ping. Rescue would hear it, if anyone listened. Alarms shrieked, full breach klaxons. Pressure seals hissed. Rusk had found the outer lock. Sayla's claws gripped his sleeve. He breaches. Now. Evan yanked a loose panel from the bulkhead, grabbed his plasma welder. Flames spat blue as he fused it into a shield. 2 meters wide, braced on struts. He wedged it across the blister's entry hatch. Stay low. Fireline blocked. The hatch buckled. Metal screamed. Rusk's armored form smashed through. Plasma rifle leveled. Krell bounty hunter, scales plated in vac-hard alloy, eyes glowing red through his visor. Then, capsule yields. Reward triples for meat interference. Evan braced the shield. Rifle bolts slammed into it. Panel glowed cherry red, but held. Heat washed back, melting frost. Not today, Scales. Sayla lunged for the console. Her fingers danced over overrides. Diplomatic protocols Evan couldn't parse. Station channel hijacked. Her voice boomed, layered with authority harmonics that vibrated his bones. Rusk, 9K. Authority code Zeta. 7, Theta. Then, diplomatic courier status invokes Accord 47. Pursuit halts. Data integrity supersedes claim. Rusk snarled. Rifle fire intensified. Shield buckled at the edges. False code. Krell writ prevails. Evan's arms burned. Shield warped. He spotted the emergency locker, last resort pod, stocked for core meltdowns. Drones hummed awake in the overhead vents. Station security protocols kicking in late. Sayla, move. He grabbed her waist, yanked her back. They dove as one. Locker hatch yawned. Evan hurled them inside, slammed it shut. Bolts engaged. Drones swarmed the blister outside. Buzzing cutters shredding at Rusk's armor. Darkness clamped. Locker sealed tight. Forced proximity crushed them chest to chest. Her scales pressed warm against his suit. His breath synced with hers through thin fabric. Emergency lights flickered on. Dim glow on her faceplate. Panic crests framed her golden eyes. Rusk pounded the hatch. Drones whirred. Cold seeped through seals. Station dying fast. Evan checked the locker panel. O2 good for hours. Heat packs activated. But no weapons. No exit. Comm still boosting? Sayla nodded. Claws trembled. She seized his gloved hands, pulled them to her chest. Evan Cade, you shield. You warm. Trust earned in frost. Her voice dropped to ritual cadence. Alien syllables weaving soft, resonant. Sayla Ven binds. Kin vow formal. Heat shared. Path joined. Claws to flesh. Scale to skin. Forever ward. Words hummed through her touch. Vibrations sank into his bones. Cultural vow. He felt it lock, like a weld sealing true. No translation needed. Her eyes held his. Fierce choice amid chaos. He squeezed back. Yeah. Bonds mutual. Hatch rattled harder. Rusk's growl filtered through. Bow fools you, meat. Emerge. Drones screeched. Blades meeting Krell plate. Explosions muffled outside. Console pinged. Response inbound. Human salvage fleet escort. Relay. Picked it up. Distress confirmed. Then codes verified. ETA 12 minutes. Hold position. Relief hit. But Sayela's grip tightened first. Her crest flushed violet. Bond color he'd learned. She chose him before rescue, before safety. Evan, she whispered. Lips brushed his seal. You first, always. He pulled her closer. Heat built between them. Cold clawed outside, but here, unbreakable. Rusk roared. Hatch groaned under plasma torch. Drones fragmented. Krell bulk overwhelming them. Seconds ticked. Evan's mind raced. Locker had one tool left. Emergency flare charges. Non-lethal burst, meant for signaling. He palmed the panel release. Distraction time. Together, Evan rigged the charges to the inner hatch seal. Timed burst, flash and smoke to blind Rusk on breach. Sayla monitored the console, relaying fleet vectors. Pursuit scattered, no, Aft scopes from the relay pinged Krell's signatures closing. Reinforcements inbound, she said, voice steady now. Vow anchored. Plan B. Evan scavenged a heat coil from the O2 recycler. Wrapped it around the hatch struts. Improvised lock melt. By minutes, Rusk's torch bit through. Sparks flew inside. Smoke curled. Fleet ping sharpened. Visual on station. Breaching now. But Rusk punched the hatch first. Armor fist cratered metal. Mine! Evan shoved Sayla behind him. Flare burst primed, not even close. She pressed against his back. Claws linked his belt. Bond hummed. Trust solid. Hatch exploded inward. Rusk loomed. Rifle raised. Flare detonated. Blinding magnesium flare and cryosmoke choked the locker. Krell bellowed. Firing blind. Evan scooped Sayla. Rolled them into the locker depths. Bolts scorched overhead. Distant thuds. Fleet shuttles docking. Grapples locked. Human voices barked orders. Rusk coughed through smoke. Fan! Claim! Station alarms wailed. Core breach imminent. Blister cracking under drone debris. Evan hauled the hatch manual override. Forced it wider. Sayla slipped through first. Him covering. Corridor lights flickered. Fleet Marines' boots pounding. Contact! A Marine yelled. Laser fire spat. Rusk retreated, cursing in Krell gutturals. Evan gripped Sayla's hand, pulled her toward the docking arm. Cold winds howled through rents in the hull. Ice crystals stung. Medics swarmed them at the shuttle ramp. Blankets thrown. Heat packs slapped on. Sayla refused triage, clung to Evan. He stays, Bond vowed. Medics exchanged looks. Human nod. Copy that. Shuttle hatch, sealed. Thrust pinned them into Excel couches. Sayla's head on his shoulder. Her purr vibrated low, content amid adrenaline crash. Evan stroked her crest. Rescue's here. You chose first. Compassion chose you, she murmured. Claws traced his palm. Frost forged it. Scopes pinged. Krell warp trails fading. Fleet countermeasures live. But console whispered warning. Deeper system. Unmapped cold belts ahead. Rusk's shadow lingered. Evan's jaw set. Round two? Her eyes gleamed. With kin? Always. Warp drive spooled. Stars blurred. Bond burned steady. Shuttle streaked into the black. Homeworld beacons winked distant. Pursuit ghosts trailed. For now, warmth held. Rusk's signal flickered on secondary scopes. Reinforced. Closing gap. Evan grinned. Game on. Sayla nestled closer. Trust sealed. They plunged toward stars. Together. Fleet lead ComEd. Then secure. Cade, stand by for debrief. Her hand squeezed. Choice reaffirmed. Cold deepened ahead, but his steady warmth, her extraordinary anchor, they burned brighter. Pursuit locked fresh. Engines whined protest. Hold tighter, Evan growled, claws linked firm. Purr thrummed, forever.